The Magnus Princeps relief is an incredibly rare, rediscovered Renaissance bronze portrait medallion produced by an Italian artist in around 1450, depicting the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II, better known to the world as Mehmed the Conqueror. Mehmed came to the throne at a time when succession could have been derailed by civil war or by the appearance of pretenders to the Ottoman throne. And from the onset, he sought to legitimize his reign. He decided to take the biggest gamble of all and set his sights on the conquest of Constantinople, a feat which had been attempted and failed by earlier Ottoman rulers, including his own father. In Islamic tradition, a hadith or saying of the Prophet Muhammad predicted that the city would fall to a wonderful commander, and Mehmed, at the age of 21, achieved this seemingly impossible goal. In doing so, he established Ottoman dominance in the Islamic world, which would last until the early 20th century, and created an empire which bridged Asia and Europe. It is almost impossible to overstate the importance of this object. It would have been produced as a personal commission for Mehmed, using drawings taken from life by the artist who sculpted it. We know from the Latin inscriptions around the portrait that it was produced prior to the conquest of Constantinople because of the lack of the imperial title. What is perhaps even more amazing is that the presence of a perfectly centered hole at the top of the medallion and the blank reverse suggest that it was made to be worn. It is therefore believed that Mehmed had this very medallion made to wear as a personal talisman at a somewhat uncertain time early in his reign to provide a visceral sense of his own imperial legitimacy. Nothing could make a clearer statement of his aspirations of conquest than such an object, which had stylistic roots in the coinage of ancient Rome. Mehmed famously commissioned portraits of himself at various points in his life. The best known of them all is an oil painting by Bellini in the National Gallery in London. Another important representation of the Sultan is the bronze medallion by Costanzo de Ferrara, who also traveled to Istanbul to take drawings from life in around 1475. This was previously considered to be one of the earliest representations of the Sultan. What makes the Magnus Princeps portrait so important is that it comes from a period in Mehmed's life from which almost no direct material evidence survives. Not only is it the earliest known portrait of Mehmed, but it is also the earliest known portrait of an Islamic ruler by a European artist. We know that Mehmed saw himself as a successor of Constantine the Great. Ultimately, the medallion encapsulates his imperial vision, providing a physical affirmation of his destiny as the last Roman emperor.